What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. They're here. They're beautiful. Everybody's excited. I've never seen the fan base in more of a hype than they have been for their arrivals. Paul Pogba, Di Maria are here in Turin at Juventus, ready to get going, ready to start the season, as well as we've got other news stories we have to talk about today. There's a lot going on with the continued Ligt saga and what will happen with his replacement there. We're going to have to go all into that. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Beyond Canary Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Friday, it's July 8th, 2022, and of course I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every single day. Before we get into it though, smash that like button if you guys are excited for the new additions of Paul Pogba, the re-edition of Paul Pogba, Di Maria joining the club, all the good stuff that's happening right now in the Mercato. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Now let's just get into it. The very first news story of the day, of course, that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit because yesterday a lot of this stuff happened after my daily video. So let's go ahead and throw this one up here. It is our guy. It is Angel Di Maria has joined the club. He's here, as you see here in the photo, with Max Allegri today during his medical training, or his medicals that were run today. He went through that, went through the process. Obviously, he's all good. He's a professional athlete, so he's good to go. To go along with that, though, the first news report is that of Mirko Di Natale, who basically just confirmed Di Maria, he'll sign a one-year deal with no option to buy, or not no option to buy, with no option for a secondary year, which is kind of something I think we all expected here on the channel. If you weren't expecting him to stay if you were expecting him to stay for longer than 1 year, you gotta be smoking something, right? Because he made it very clear and very obvious that he wants 1 year and he's done. You know my opinions. We're going to stick with positivity today because normally, you know my opinions when it comes to Di Maria and how long I think he'll actually perform for the club. But he's here, he's ready to go, and hopefully we'll get some good performances out of him. Also, he'll be wearing the number 22. So he'll be taking, obviously the number that was vacated recently by Federico Chiesa. And of course, I'm really excited to see what Di Maria can do for the club this season, especially at the start. Can they get the ball rolling? Can they help start getting Vlahovic in the scoring column? Get him early, get him maybe on track for a Capo Cannonieri, as well as other things, but most importantly, get Juve back on the track in their winning ways to go back and win the Scudetto for this season. That's why you bring guys like Angel Di Maria and like Paul Pogba back to the club. All right, let's move on to the second one. And of course, I do want to say real quick, and I know I've been very harsh when it comes to the entire Di Maria saga. I get it. I'm going to try to go easy on him, but if things don't pan out like I was hoping, the old Justin may come back. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. But for right now, hopefully Di Maria will definitely get things going for the club. All right, but on the other end, today, our boy, he's back, and I don't like to say boy. Okay. Just for clarification, I don't like boy because there's connotations there and it makes me uncomfortable. I meant to say, when I say my boy like that, that's different. When you throw a little bit of E on my Y, that makes a difference. But our guy, Paul Pogba, is back to the club. Paul Pogba, everybody was excited. People were losing their damn minds today. I'll be honest. I'm not in the same boat as everybody else when it comes to the excitement levels that people are having or like the losing of their minds when it comes for this player. I am very excited about Paul Pogba being back to the club. There are some things that you're not going to be seeing me do. I'm a grown-ass man. You're not going to see me doing a flight tracker for Paul Pogba. And there were thousands of people. I think they have 6,000 people doing it for Di Maria. I don't know what the one was for Paul Pogba. It's great. I'm excited about him coming. But it's just something I'm not going to do. Let's be honest. I am very excited about Paul Pogba. The midfield desperately needed a player like him. So it's fantastic to see him back in the club, especially knowing how Paul Pogba feels about Juventus. He loves the club. I mean, I know there's people that have harsh feelings, and there's people that can go up against it, talking about how he left, the way that he left. whatever you want to take from that, that's fine. Juve made a pretty penny off it. He didn't leave on a free. Juve made out pretty dang well the first time, and now they're making out well once again. Paul Pogba, a Juventus player, he will do his medicals tomorrow, so I'm sure people will be clamoring for that. Very excited about Paul Pogba, what he's doing there for the club. I think, and here's the thing. Here's the one thing what I'm saying about this is I get the excitement. I get the hype. I felt that way, but I felt that way like a month ago. Like back when all this news was starting to roll out. I'm so happy for all the fans, because if there's one thing that this club, the fans of this club needed, it was something to be excited about. Something to really rejuvenate their feelings and their love for Juventus. And I get it. And maybe I am Mr. Negativity, and maybe that's what I do, but I'm doing it with a smile on my face, right, guys? Maybe I am, and maybe just us at the Bianconeri Zone are negativity. Or maybe it's also just because and when I'm saying this, I'm not trying to say difference in fans, but like me and Ale and Julian have to like live, breathe, and eat this thing and whatever every single morning. We're waking up, we're checking. Like, I mean, you guys are doing the same thing too. It's why you guys are here on the channel. It's why you guys are tuning in with us, doing all this stuff. But like, I guess it just beat me down having to report on it. When I use that as a loose report. You know what I mean? Talk about it each and every day. Maybe it beat me down to a sense where, like, for the everyday, viewer, everyday Juve fan, it's not nearly as old to them. Like, to me, it has moved on. It's past its excitement date, and maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe that's something I need to work through. But anyway, it's just at this point, I just wish it would have been something that would have been done a little bit earlier. I understand there's conflicting when it comes to things with scheduling, when it comes to, the actual signing, the here we go stuff, all that stuff. We knew it was happening. We knew it was going to happen. We knew he was coming to the club. And then there's other options. And to be frank, there's other things Juventus need to do in this Mercado to be successful. And that's maybe one reason why I'm not as hype as everybody else is, because fantastic, we finally get Paul Pogba back. Fantastic, we're getting Di Maria. We're getting guys like this who are going to help this club to be successful. You know what the problem is? Matthijs de Ligt is the elephant in the room over there. He's trying to leave the club. He's trying to bail out. And the one thing is, you need to replace him. Maybe you're having some issues trying to get the replacement there. I don't know, but that's where like me, maybe that's why I'm so negative. Maybe it's because I have this giant elephant in the room that's just sitting over here to my side, and I'm like, I'm glad you guys are happy, but like, there's this giant hole back here, and then we're gonna be back in square one. But it's just a different aspect of the, the team that we're dealing with, right? Tripping over my own words. Anyway, congratulations. Juve fans should be excited, and we should be happy. But we got a long way to go if we really want to reach the mountaintop, right? Obviously. So be happy, be excited, celebrate with us. And I'm not going to fault anybody for celebrating. There's some stuff that I roll my eyes a little bit at. But anyway, be happy. Paul Pogba's back. Di Maria will be a great 4-month player. And I'm so happy for you guys and Ale that get him on that 4 months. Congratulations. But we have other aspects that we need to talk about. So let's move on to the other aspects. And of course, let's talk about my boy, my guy, Zaniolo. Tudo Sports reporting talking about Zaniolo, saying that he has returned to training a week earlier than expected with the aim of lowering the talks surrounding him. The other desire is obviously to be ready for the start of the new season, whatever team he plays for. And I get it. Some people may take from this as like, oh, Zaniolo, there's issues. I'm worried. Zaniolo, or not that they're worried, maybe they're happy. Zaniolo's not coming. No, he's coming. I just think this is it's just a good little, it's a nothing burger, if we're being honest, but it's at least a nice little comment just saying that Zaniolo's taking this bleep very seriously. Try not to cuss as much on the channel. We'll see. I'm probably going to fail at it. But anyway, he's taking this stuff seriously. He's going to do what he needs to do to be successful for the club, for the program, wherever he's going to be, but for himself. 2 goals, probably not good enough. I will secede that. That's fine. But at the same time, our boy's ready. He's coming to Juve. And you know what? We're going to do the train watch. I'll be following his train as he travels from Rome up to Turin or whatever. I'm sure he still flies, right? I'd imagine he still flies. But I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to have some kind of jackassery of me doing a Zaniolo one while everybody else did it for like Pogba, Di Maria. I'm doing Zaniolo, all right? Other news that we have to talk about, though, of course, is in the attack. We got Arnautovic news, and we have to talk about what's going on there. Tudo Sports reporting that Juventus' pressure on Arnautovic continues. And has the pressure really started? Has it been that heavy? I know we've talked about it. It's been mentioned. It's been commented. But has anybody really felt like it's been serious? Really? Anyway. Yesterday, Cherubini spoke again with those directly involved, but Bologna is not eager to give up a player who was fundamental last season. One key could be Daniele Rugani used as part of the deal. I'd be fine with it. Obviously, you got a big body player. There's certain things that don't make sense to me. That Arnautovic coming to Juve, the style of player, all that stuff does. I mean, yes, he's a bigger guy, and I get that, and it works. It works because it's similar to Vlahovic, right? But at the same time, some things don't make sense for him to come be a backup player and for them to spend the kind of money on a backup player, especially when you have so many other holes that you're going to need to fill, if you will. And then also with the Rugani thing, as much as I would love to see Rugani leave the club, and trust me, I would. As much as I'd like to see that, would he be willing to go to a Bologna? I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to players just holding out and saying that I have to have the top of the barrel and I have to be going to a Champions League team, that it's just kind of like wearing on me, and I just feel like they're all wanting to do that. We'll see. Something to keep an eye on, but for right now, I think Juve's priorities are definitely somewhere else. And that, of course, leads me to probably the real story of the day, which is the story that maybe a lot of you are burnt out on, but we have to talk about this because this is something that needs to get taken care of, and it needs to get taken care of as quickly as possible. All right. We're talking about Ligt. We're talking about the Matthias Ligt situation, how it's unfolding, what's going on there. Nico Skeda is reporting saying that agreement in principle between Bayern Munich and that of Matthias Ligt for a contract until 2027, 12 million euros a year. Damn, he's gonna be making bank, right? Anyway, but Bayern are now working to close the deal, with Juve asking, of course, 90 to 100 million euros. Let's continue on though. There's more parts of this where Christian Falk as well says that Manchester United is interested in signing Matthias Ligt and has contacted his management. Though the agents let United know that at the moment they just want to talk with Bayern. Ligt only wants to see if Munich can find an agreement with Juventus. So I guess I was kind of surprised by this. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't know enough about culture. Just save that part. Just say that I don't know anything about culture. I have no culture is what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is I don't know enough about culture from individuals from the Netherlands compared to culture from those in Germany, where maybe it's a little bit more suited and suitable, similar. Maybe that's part of the reasons. Maybe he also knows if you go to Bayern, obviously they won the Champions League recently. They are one of the top performers there. In the game, and of course they play in the German league, which is just, they can own it, right? So maybe that's something that he's looking forward to. Maybe that's something that he would like to make a move to, and maybe that's why it might be a little bit more appealing than moving to Chelsea. I don't know. I kind of thought Chelsea, maybe it's just the EPL is built up so much for everybody else, obviously the Premier League fans, but also for us fans of other things. They're just like, no, we're supposed to put ourselves and every other league on a pedestal below. Not on a pedestal, lesser than the pedestal that, of course, EPL is on. So that's why it kind of surprised me. But it is what it is. Matthias Ligt wants to go to Bayern. And then the last bit of news, I think this was actually from, or not last bit of news, this is the next part of Ligt, which is really Alfredo Padula saying, I think this was yesterday when he said it, that Bayern's offer will arrive between today and tomorrow. And then the final part, when it comes to Ligt's segment of this, is that Gazzetta dello Sport reporting that Bayern have arrived at an 80 million euro plus 10 million euros in bonuses for Ligt. Now the ball passes to Ligt, who is expected to intervene on Sunday for his medical. The face-to-face with the club awaits him to explain what he really wants to do. So, I mean, it seems like this thing could get done by early next week. Let's be clear. When has anything ever happened quickly for Juve, right? Especially when I just talked about Pogba and Di Maria. But at the same time right now, something to keep an eye on, how this develops. If they can move along quick, that's 90 million euros. That's damn close to the 100 that you want to get. And you're not taking on any dead weight players as well in that deal. I'd be tempted to take it. If I'm Juve, I'm tempted to take it because you really have to get a move on getting a suitable replacement. Otherwise, all the excitement that we had at the beginning of the video, the talking about Pogba, the talking about Di Maria, all that stuff is almost all for naught because your defense is in such terrible shape. It is, right? I mean, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, or I'm also not trying to be overly dramatic. But if you're telling me that we have to trust Rugani, Bonucci, and then hopefully Gatti can actually do something, how you feeling? How you feeling, fans? Right? All right. Let's continue to the next segment of this, which is, of course, the Koulibaly section. And with that, part one of this, Di Marzio reports saying that Koulibaly prefers to join a team outside of Italy. His agent will inform Napoli of Juve's interests. Positivity, right? All right, and then we'll continue with the positivity on these, and I'm just going to read through the Koulibaly because there's some very similar ones there in the situation. All right, Corriere dello Sport reporting here that Koulibaly has made it known that he doesn't intend to go to Juventus, but also that he doesn't want to renew with Napoli. And then the third part of this, Il Mattino, with in Napoli, I think as well, says Napoli are ready to offer Koulibaly 5 million euros plus bonuses. The player has no intention of joining Juventus. He's not going to Juventus is what they're saying, guys. I don't know if you caught on. That's the report. That's the report around Koulibaly, is that he does not want to go to Juve. I don't know if they've said this clear enough. Nico Schira also reports saying that Koulibaly, I don't know why I couldn't get that one out, has turned down the bid of Napoli to extend the contract. If it arrives an offer around 40 million euros, he could be sold in the summer transfer window. His agent, Fali Ramadani, has already met Juventus, Barcelona, and Chelsea. Now, the reason I said it the way I said, and I know I said it in a pattern in a state that was a little bit, I don't know, matter of fact, maybe a little bit BSy, maybe a little bit sarcastic. Koulibaly may have said he doesn't intend to go to Juve. That may have happened. I'll grant you that. Do you buy it? As a Juventus fan, can you sit here today and tell me there's no chance? He's not coming. He's not coming to Juve. I mean, and I understand if Chelsea come to the table, they just got Ake. They might be looking at Koundé instead, so Koulibaly may not be an option really for them. Barcelona, can they even afford him? Barcelona may not be able to afford him. So if I'm Napoli, you're probably going to want to sell him in this Mercado regardless. Could other teams come to the table? Hell yeah, they could. Yes, they could. But is it likely? I don't know. I don't know, especially for the amount of money he's going to cost, and he's like a 30-year-old player. He's, fairly expensive. Juve are going to be one of the teams that has the money to do it because of the sell of Matthijs de Ligt. And don't tell me, if you're a Juventus fan and you've just sat through the last 9-10 months of Paulo Dybala and his absolute nonsense, the crocodile tears, it's all Juve, I want to be a Juve player, whatever, and then he's flirting with Inter the entire time, I'm not buying a damn second of it. Not a second of it. I think if Juve can make the deal done, if they can offer them the amount of money, and if they can push hard on him, I think Koulibaly can still come to Juventus. Don't write it off. Don't count it as it's over. I think it's still an opportunity, and I think it's known that Juve have him as the number one guy that they want to get. Will it be enough? I'm not saying that it will. But I'm saying if you press hard enough, if you bring the full court press at him, yeah, I'm throwing basketball terms at you today, it could still get done. So we'll just keep an eye on that, see how that continues to unfold. If it doesn't unfold positively for Juve, don't worry, guys. Do not worry. Juve have a backup option, and they're Gucci with this option. Let's throw it up there. The backup option is a Acerbi. Repubblica reporting that Juventus are also looking at a Acerbi to reinforce the back line. It's all good. We're all good, guys. Everything's good. And nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here. All good. So if Juventus don't land Koulibaly, you're going to have a Acerbi. And we're going to throw Romagnoli in there too, but Lazio just wrapped that one up. So Romagnoli's not even on the table. So a Acerbi. Anyway. All right. Last bit of news for the day, and then we'll get you out of here, is, of course, my least favorite news of the day. But Gazzetta dello Sport reporting that Paredes remains a serious target for Juventus. So the PSG midfielder could come to Juve against every fiber of my being and all my will and everything else that I have in me. What I will say is this, and Julian's kind of helped me come around a little bit on this. I'm still not a positive Paredes guy. But if you sell it to me this way, if you're telling me that Aaron Ramsey's out, Rabiot's out, Artur is out, and even somehow in this deal they're doing a trade with Moise Kean that way, maybe I could come around on Paredes, because you're losing enough dead weight that Paredes dead weight, if you will, in my opinion, even though he's it is what it is. He could be fine. He could be more serviceable than those players. Maybe I'll come around on it. How about that? Make a deal? Okay, there we go. That's it. That's the news I have for you today. Let me know, are you excited about Paul Pogba, Di Maria time? Are you excited about that? What do you think about the other news story? What do you think about Ligt? What do you think about Koulibaly? What do you think about the defense as a whole? What other center backs options are out there that we need to focus on? Is it time to get nervous, Chad? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me at Justin Sofro, Twitter, as well as make sure you follow the On Canary Zone on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.